Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel, welcome back for a new video. My name is Francesco, I make minimal house music as distilled noise, and on this channel I share my journey, I share what I learn while I make my own tracks and trying to help also other young producers. So if you're interested in this topic, consider taking a look at the channel and subscribing to keep yourself updated on the next videos. This year has been a very important year for me because I think I've finally found my method for making music and also my own sound, and also I'm very happy because my music has been recognized by artists that I really admire and who played my music around the world, like Sepp, Jeanneret, Lauren Lusung, Direct, and many more. So thanks to everybody, and also you guys from the community send me videos of you playing my tracks around the world, so I'm really grateful for that. This video in particular I think is the most important video of the year because I can finally share my new sample pack electric piano loops for minimal and micro house. Electric piano is my favorite instrument. I use it for everything from background, rhythmic backgrounds, chord progressions, chord stops, everything in my track, all my tracks. I have an electric piano, I think. So I think it's the instrument that most define my sound, and I decided to pack everything in 100 loops. So you can find all of this in the pack, and also if you'd like to use my chord progressions or my sequences but with your own sounds, you also find 36 MIDI loops that you can use for this purpose. If you're interested in buying the pack, you find the link to the demos, the link to the product on my website in the description of the video. If you buy it, please let me know what you think about it. Leave a review, send me a message. This can be very helpful for me, but also for the other guys of the community who are interested in buying the pack. Now, if you know me, you know that I can't make an announcement. I can't, self-promote myself without giving you some tips, some ideas for your productions. So in this video, we're going to see how I made 5 of the loops inside the sample pack. So let's get it started. Okay guys, so this is demo number 4 of the 6 demos for the sample pack, and I have here 3 examples of how I treated the electric piano sounds to get something cool. Except for the drums and the bass line, everything else is made out of electric piano sounds. So if I take away the bass lines and the drums, I have this. The sound that I'm interested in sharing with you how I made them are this one, the first one. So I consider this sound pretty much the backbone of the track because you can hear it has low frequencies but also higher frequencies, so it covers a big part of the sound spectrum in the mix. So the sound where I started from is pretty simple, and as you can see I have here a chord progression, but it's not really a chord progression because the chord is the same. I have some notes that change. So if I take away the filter, this is how it sounds. So pretty ugly and average. This is made with Burley with this FM time preset. So the work is made by the filter. As soon as I switch it on, the sound completely changes. And as you can see here, it's made with a modulation on the cutoff of the auto filter. So if I go here, show modulation, you can see that I created a step modulation on the cutoff. So you just press B to select the pencil and you draw it like this. And the way I drew it was to achieve a certain rhythmical behavior that was fitting with the drums and with the rest of the track. So you can't do it like randomly, but you have to try to understand by ear what is the best solution. You can hear that it makes sense, but you can start from doing things like randomly and then adjusting the key points, I would say, of the sequence. So there are some parts where you can do whatever you want, other parts where it's better to pay more attention because they can really give a big contribute to the groove of everything else. For example, in this part, I want to hear the filter opening, and I pretty much open it on the 2nd 16th and the 4th 16th of every quarter, I would say, because these are the most important part for grooves. Use the modulation, so if you want to open more the filter, you can do it, and it will keep doing the modulation inside the MIDI clip, so that's super cool. In this second example, I want to show you how to create high frequencies rhythmic backgrounds. It's very simple. Also, the sequence is very simple. If you take a look here, it's just one single note that rhythmically plays in some part of the loop. This is how it sounds. The preset is another preset from Burley. What I really like in this sound, other than the auto filter, which is not doing anything on this sound, is the gate. So gate, I use it to slow down the attack of the sound, so it comes up a little bit slower, and also it goes immediately away after the sound, it reaches the threshold, it gets released immediately, so it goes away. So you have this sort of breathing effect on the sound. In this case, I use the gate in flip mode, so it works a little bit in the opposite way as the normal function, but still I adjusted attack and release in order to have a slower rising of the sound and a very fast fade out of the sound. Let's check it out. Like this. So you can hear that compared to when the gate is off. You have this breathing effect on the sound that I really like, and that helps the rhythm of the track without being too much present in the mix. Now the third example that I want to show you is this chord stub that you hear. Okay, this is very nice as well. This is just a simple chord made of the first grade, E minor, the third grade, so the minor third, and also the second of the scale. So this is how it sounds. And other than that, I used effect rack and this two-band gated delay to have a better sound, because the way it sounds by itself is like this. This is made with a stage, by the way. So it sounds like this. So again, it's a little bit boring. So with the effect rack from Sound Toys, the filter freak is what is doing the most in this sound, because it adds this filter modulation, which is super nice. The other cool thing is this two-band gated delay, which is a effect rack from Ableton. You find it inside PEX, and if you go on creative extensions, you see here effect racks and modulation and rhythmic, and this is the rack that I used. So these add a tail to the sound, and it's a little bit random, so it comes and goes, and it makes the sound more interesting for sure. So what do we have here? As you can see, it's always a combination of having a nice chord progression or chord stubs or whatever, but MIDI sequence, and having nice effects to complete the sounds, because without effects, most of the times the sound can be very boring. So this is what I did. So here we are at demo number 2, which is my favorite of the 6 demos. Here I have 2 examples for you. So again, all the sounds are made with electric pianos apart from the bass line and for the drums, of course. So without the bass line and the drums, and now let's start the bass line. Here I have 2 examples. The first one is this chord progression that I have here, chord stubs. I don't know what is the difference. Anyway, this is it. That works together with this one, I think. Okay, this is made with sound from Ableton. So on Ableton, again, if you download the additive packs, you find the electric keyboards pack, and inside of sound there are all these Suitcase pianos, and this is the Suitcase Boulevard, which has this sort of wah-wah on the sound of filter modulation that I really like. It works very nice on the chord stub. You can hear it very well when you press the chord, and that's super nice by itself. So I didn't do that much on the sound because the sound is super cool by itself, but I want to show you the chords that I use. So these are A minor 7th, so this is an A minor 7th, and this is also an A minor 7th, but it's just flipped. So basically I moved up few notes like this, for example, and this, I think, something like that. But trust me, those are A minor 7th. What is a little bit more interesting is this other chord. This is not an A minor, the track is in A minor, but this is not an A minor, it's a D 7th suspended 4. So you may ask, why a D in an A minor track? Well, because D minor is a chord which is part of the track. So if we take a look on Scaler, which is one of the plugins that I use to check chords. So if you see, this is the A minor scale, so we have the D minor, okay? And if you go on variations on the D minor, we can see that there is the D 7th suspended 4, which is actually this chord that I'm playing here. So it's part of the scale, and that's why it sounds so good. So most of the time we use just the chord of the root note, so A minor 7th, 11th, 9th, etc. But sometimes to make the track richer, it's cool to use also the other chords which are part of the scale and use them just like a passage from that chord to the main one, okay? So this came out very good, I think, and don't worry if you feel a little bit lost about all this chord theory. You find this MIDI loop in the pack, so you will be able to use this MIDI sequence and learn a little bit more and use it with your own sounds if you want. The other cool sound that I want to show you is this one that I used to create this sort of background that keeps going in the track. So this is made very simply because it's just use a Wurley preset, which is called 70s organ, as you can see. Without the autopan and the filter and the phaser, it sounds like this. So not that cool. The cool thing here is the autopan that I use a lot lately. It does this nice effect, and the phaser. Then you can add some reverb, some delay, and that turns it to a very nice background in your track. So again, it's a matter of starting with the right chord progression, but then experimenting with effects, and I love to start with something and to turn it into a completely different or a very different thing, just applying different effects. So this is something you should experiment with. There are some, let's say, simpler loops in my pack that you can use to apply your own effects and make them yours, because again, this is what I like to do with my loops. Take them, get inspired, make them yours, change them as you want, and I'm pretty sure that you will be able to do it. So guys, thanks for watching this video. The pack is super cheap, it's less than 10 euros, and I hope you will find a big value inside of it. So give it a check the demos again, and if you like them, try it out. Let me know what you think. Okay guys, so I'll see you in the next one, and thanks for watching the video. Bye bye.